はい、というわけで、お待たせいたしました。司会進行、引き続き大場が担当させていただきます。よろしくお願いします。次のゲームが、ライトマターというゲームなんですけれども、こちら解説の方がいらっしゃいませんので、そうですね、僕も全くわからないゲームなので、知ってるよっていう方がいましたら、ディスコードを、あれですね、ジャパニーズ、下の方にディスコードのところがあるので、そこで名乗り出ていただけたりとかすると非常に助かります。
Lightmatter is a game that primarily involves lamps. So GDQ chat, I need to see chat flooded with GDQ lamps. I need GDQ lamps.
そうですね、マイク使えないよって方はコメントでも、解説していただけると非常に助かりますね。ここからまあ飛び入りでも問題ないですので、まあ飛び入りの場合は、1回目マイクテストをしてもらって、まあ、マイクできるか確認もありますので、それをした上で、解説に入ってもらうという形になりますね。で、画面が切り替わりました。ライトマター、このなんか光を使っていろいろするゲームみたいですね。そうですね、3D のパズルゲーム。なんか嫌な予感がしますけれども、どうなんでしょうね。気になるところです。このゲーム1時間の無料トライアルができる。それマジその1時間以内、EST52 分ですって。ってことは、もうこの奏者さんと同じ動きができれば無料トライアル中にクリアができてしまう。なんてことです。
We're going to be running the game mostly as intended, so to speak. So, yeah, with that, I think we'll be ready to go. I think.
Wait a second. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
カテゴリーありますね。Any% ノーメジャーグリッチ。ノーメジャーグリッチ。
There we go.
なるほど。メジャーグリッチがあるんですね、そのカテゴリー。ノーメジャーグリッチっていうことはメジャーグリッチがあっての、ノーメジャーグリッチなので、多分このゲーム本来はやばいメジャーグリッチがあるってことですね。はい、始まりました。グッドラックです。ノーメジャーグリッチって書いてあるんですけれども、大体こういう場合っていうのは、マイナーグリッチっていうのがあって、壁抜けはする、壁抜けっていうか、大幅にぶっ壊れてしまうグリッチはしないけど、なんか軽いグリッチはするみたいな感じですよね。
All we know is that we're seeing the Lightmatter Technologies logo in front of us. And yeah, so basically one thing that you'll notice about this game is that our speed is relatively constant.
あれですね、すぐエンディングに行けてしまうとか、そういう悪いバグが排除されているようなルールなんじゃないでしょうかね。
So yeah, the other thing is we will be carrying some objects throughout the game. Those slow us down. So the less we can hold objects, the better. And so yeah, we're already at the
今のところは普通の FPS 視点のゲームですね。
Rebel Rose, do you want to explain who our main character coming up is?
All right, so we're about to meet Virgil. He's kind of our overarching, omniscient voice, GLaDOS-esque character of this game. He's trying to help us exit the facility because there was a malfunction. Something went wrong, so we have to get out. He's trying to set us as safely as possible before something bad happens.
暗闇に行くと死ぬのかな。で、光ってるところを進むと。なるほど、それじゃあ まあ、移動できる範囲が光っているところならば、そんなに悪いことはできないんじゃないんでしょうか。
Is that it's basically the floor is lava but with shadows. So basically what that means for us is that at any point if we step on a shadow, we instantly die. It's a wipe basically. So the first two levels you can't actually die to any shadows on the ground. Basically they kind of like make it so you can't die in the first two levels as like a tutorial kind of thing. So basically you're just kind of moving around, you're getting used to the feel of the game, which is why a lot of our runs are kind of always the same time because there's really not a whole lot of strats to these first two levels. But this game is just gorgeous as you'll start to see. Really, really cool game. And as some of you may know, you may have gotten a little bit of a teaser that there are some lamps in this game. So we're going to start to see those in a little bit here. So yeah, we're going to hop into the elevator and GG, easy. I'd like to thank my family. Thank you for the $20. I'm just kidding. Probably not the end of the game. I would have PR'd by now if that was the case, but no. But yeah, so we got to look at the core as well right in front of us. And yeah, but we do get to exit the facility now. That's basically it. We get to leave and, you know, it's all good in the neighborhood, you know. But yeah. Everything's peachy keen.
Everything's fine. You know,
まだパズルはまだ始まってない。
We'll be just fine.
Wait, we're going down.
おっと、エレベーターが落ちた。
Did you pull that lever wrong?
Yeah, you pulled it down, not up.
Oh.
うわぁ、これ普通の人間だったら死んでますね。
So yeah, so those are the first two levels, more or less the tutorial of the game. And yeah, so at this point on, any point if we touch a shadow, we will die. There are some exceptions to that. There are some instances on the ground where we can step on shadows just barely or just in this game. And it won't kill us. So we try to take advantage of that as much as possible to like cut corners and such. But yes.
で、ここからライトマターというゲームが始まると。
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. So every time I die, I will be donating $10 to AGDQ. So you can also see the speedrun stats in the top right corner, which is toggleable at the main menu. You don't have to have these on.
で、この光ってないところを通ってしまうと死んじゃうと。この白いところは通れるけど黒いところはダメって感じですかね。
abuse the momentum of the bridge and just run under it again.
光ってないところに入ると、その瞬間ゲームオーバーになってしまう。で、これであれですね。光が動いて、影できてしまう。で、この白い道があって、よくやりましたね、子供の頃とか。白線を。おっと、なんだこのルートは。なんか明らかに今外側通りましたね。
Coming up here, chat, I'm gonna start to see. You have to see those lamps now. I'm gonna have to see those lamps. And do you want to know why?
今のセーフなんだね。
Because here's a lamp, baby. There's a lamp, the first one of the game.
で、ライト持ちましたね。
So as you can see, it kind of shines a light for us as a platform. So basically, allows us to move freely throughout the game, in a place that we may not have been able to previously in the darkness. And that's the main mechanic of the game, is making sure we have something to stand on at all times.
で、黒いところはジャンプで取り抜ければ大丈夫と。歩かなければセーフなんですね。いい感じのなんかパルクールアクション的な。で、ライトは持っていける。で、置いて、そこの、道を照らして、新しい道を作ることができると。お、なんか登り始めた。ライトを使って登り始めた。おー、ちょっと壊れた。そうか、ライト登れちゃうのか。ライトは足場になってしまうんですね。
And we always seem to find it again no matter where we are. So it's kind of our perspective of where we are in the facility.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think the developers drew
で、またライトを持って、置いて、
I believe so.
Yes.
どこ照らしてるんだこれ。
So yeah, so here
何
you'll
を
see
照
an
らしているん
example
だ。
of the reason why we need to be careful of where we put
あ
our
あ、なる
lamps,
ほ
because
ど。
if we
そう
put
やっ
them,
て、事前
we
に置い
can't
ておく
jump
こと
with
によっ
them.
て
So we
道
have
を
to
作る
place
と。
them and then quickly jump. And also, as you can see, we're moving a little bit slower when we're holding a lamp. So we want to make sure we place them quickly, drop
あ
them
あ、エニ
quickly.
パート A
And
の
yeah, just not
メジャー
hold
ビ
onto
ー
them for
自
too
体もあん
long.
まり変わらない。ルートが違うのか
This
な。
level is, as a casual player of this game, is by far the first difficult level. Only because it's so big and it's kind of hard to get perspective on what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. And it's also there's
どうで
these
しょう
big
ね。タイ
rocks in
ム
the
はあ
middle
ん
that
まり
kind
違
of
わ
block
なくて
everything.
も
So it
難
makes
易
it a
度が
little
違
bit
ったりと
tough.
かするかもしれないです
But
ね。
yeah, coming up, Lycos, you want to talk about what this level is?
The next level, let me see for a second. Yes, this is the first timing based. If we are fast enough to shine it in, run in, turn the lamp, and then run out, we can skip half a second with the
う
cycle.
ん。ライトを置い
That's
て、
basically
ああ、
already it.
元に戻っ
Yeah, it's
て、ライト
basically
を
it's
回
just
収
hitting
し
that
て。
cycle really quickly to make sure we don't get closed off into the shadows, basically. First instance of moving shadows in a way. But yeah, I think we're gonna meet James
ま
now,
だそうですね。
hypothetically.
なん完全にぶっ壊れた動きという感じではない
Yeah,
ですね。
Virgil's going to talk about his security manager, James, who currently is helping out with the evacuation of everyone else. He's a big man. He's got
A mountain of
rocks in
あ
his
あ、
head.
このなんか置いたり、置いて、戻して動か
So
すの
yeah,
大変
so
そうで
in
す。
upcoming here, we'll have a little bit of a nod to a different game as well.
ああ、で、送ったライトをここで取ると。
Thank you for the reminder, both of you. I appreciate it.
で、そこにライトを置いて、
Aperture
で、
science,
スイッ
great.
チを押したら、
So button press looked good. I
ああ、
have
な
no
んか動
worries
き始
about
めた。
this one. I mean,
Yes.
You pressed it too hard again.
The bridge collapsed.
this was our exit out. What do we do? Oh my goodness. But anyway, this is a good time for like 3 donations, I would say, if we have a couple donations.
No problem. We have $10 from Railcoon that says, Bobby, I thought you practiced pulling levers after the hotfix run. It's
Oh
okay.
my God,
I
Railcoon.
believe in you. The next lever
We
will
did
go
it.
better.
登ってこれは何をしてるんだ。悪いことして
We
る。
have
それとも
$25 from
何かを待って
Bento
いる。
Fox 14 that says, Cheers for the
Bento.
berm. Have a great run.
Hi, Bento.
We have $15 from Von Rothdave that says, It's always inspiring to
待
see
ってる
money
のか
being
な。
raised for such an
会話
incredible
を待
charity.
ってい
Thank
る
you
感
to
じ
all
か
the
な。
runners and organizers. Thank you so much for that.
Dope. All right, so coming up here, the door will open. Actually, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to die in case I don't by some miracle. So this is what it looks like to die. Basically, you get reset basically exactly
なるほど。死ぬとこうなると。Goodbye, James.
and you just keep going from there, basically. So it's really nice. The developers kind of coded it in a way where you don't get set
これはデスルーラ
audio
か
doesn't reset. So thank God you don't have to hear the same audio cue like 5 times in a row, which is super nice. Rebel, do you want to talk about the idea behind this level?
So this level has
そうで
the
す
first
ね。
kind
さ
of
っき
instance
こんなと
of
こ通っ
moving
てなかった気
shadows.
がする。デスルーラですかね。
The devs kind of wanted to have moving shadows in their game because it is a game about shadows and making your way through them safely. But they also didn't want it to be too difficult for someone either with a low skill level or who had a bad computer. So this is kind of
で、
their
ここ
way of
影になっているので、うまく抜け
Our
て、
next
あ、ライ
skip
トも
here
回収
that's
する。
coming up is actually something I discovered by accident on my first casual playthrough of this game. So
で、そこに
every
置い
level
て、
has a designated start point when you start from the main menu, and that's the same start point if you pause and click retry.
で、移動する
When
床
the
に乗っ
level
てるライトで、
changes,
ここを移動
the
する
points
と。
are a little different. So like we don't have to ride this elevator up at all. We can
Yeah,
just
it's an
pause and click
intentional
retry,
retry,
and we
yeah.
go right back up.
If we have any skaters in the stream or in the chat right now, you might enjoy this skip. Basically, we're gonna rail
で、
grind.
また、ライトを今度この
This is
向
not how
き
you're
に
supposed to
置
do
い
this
て
level,、but you basically just ride on this rail.
レールの上を走ってる。
This is actually
これ
way
は、
harder than
どういう
it
こ
looks,
と
I
なの
promise. But yeah, it's a really easy way to get across that bridge. It
それ、
saves like 4 or 5 seconds. Anyway, chat, can we say hello to Ellen?
Hello, Alan.
Hello, Ellen. Hello.
Hi, Ellen.
Ellen is our personal approach to Lightmatter. She's one of the employees of this compound. Basically, she tells us how bad it is and how terrible their employees are being treated. Basically.
今度は回転する
And
足
now
場ですかね。
we're in the factory part of it. So we exited the mine and now we're in the factory with these rotating like fans. And then she tells us how like tape recorders are banned and stuff, and they're not allowed to like do anything because it's all so secretive. All right, we'll go here, and
it's another instance of backing up the light and
making
it
better.
Super cool. It allows more light the farther back you are, which is awesome. Alright, then we hop in this vent, and then we're on to the next level.
Vent? That's kind of sus, Bobby.
That's kind of sus.
It's sus.
It's kind of sus.
I swear I'm not an imposter. I swear, guys. It wasn't me.
I saw Bobby vent in electrical.
This is the factory. This isn't electrical.
So yeah, next up we have a little skip where it's not really intentional. We place a lamp, turn it to some...
旗で回る床に置いて、反対側から乗った。
Just a second. We can stand on the edge of the rotor, or whatever it's called.
で、またライトを置いて、乗りながら回るの大丈夫なのか
Easy. That was super clean.
We hear
Alan here in the background talking about Virgil's ex-partner Arthur, who has been not doing some great things to the employees.
そうですよね。白いところを踏んでても途中で通れないとこあったら、なんかして息止めてる間はセーフみたいなルールが増えたりするんですよ。
Doing experiments that, you know, aren't very ethical. But how'd you get over here?
今度上下に動くエレベーター。
でもってエ
レベーターまた動かして、ライト回収して。
So this is actually where the this is where the demo would end. There's a really cute interaction with Virgil here, where he's like, "This is where you must empty your pockets to see the rest of Lightmatter Industries." It's
this level is actually
たまに判定が甘くて沈まないところがあるので、それを悪用する。確かになんかこれぐらいだとありそうな気が。
But from this point onward, I'm going to be a little bit quiet because I really need to focus on these next coming levels because they're the most difficult in the game.
そうですね。ちょっと寄りそうな感じですので、真ん中に、マウスカーソルを置いたりなんかして、寄り止めには止めてください。
Okay, so here we like to hack, we call it like hacking the door open, basically. As long as we have some source of lights shining on the power cell on the wall, we're good. So yeah, that's basically what this level is. We want to make sure we can have light on both sides of this wall so we can run off.
これでもなんか変なルート通ってるなって見るのは面白いですね。
But if you want to check her out, buy the game. It's fantastic. Anyway, so now I'm really going to be quiet. I'm going to have Lycos explain what's about to happen.
Yeah, in this puzzle, we
そうですね。3D ゲームだとよくジャンプした方が早いみたいなバニーホップっていうのがあるんですけど、これも使ってないのはバニーホップしない方が早いっていう結構この手のゲームでは珍しい。これは割れた窓からライトを照らして済むのかな。
Yeah, you're supposed to only have one lamp for this, or you're supposed to have two lamps for this and not just the one. This next level is the hardest level.
細いライトのところに行ってうまく通りましたね。もう何が正規ルートなのかすらわからない。もしかしたら正規ルートじゃないのかもしれない。なんかずいぶん沈んでしまった。これは失敗ですね、多分。かなり細い隙間を縫って進んでいますね。本当は多分 2個ライト使って進むやつを1本でなんとかいったって感じかな。
So this level is basically as long as we're within a distance, a certain distance of a lamp,
でライトに登った。で、その上からライト取ってった。
I can't see chat right now, but I'm expecting a lot of lamps. Let's just say that.
Yeah, there's some in.
There are a lot of lamps.
Perfect. If we have time for some donos, now would be actually.
ライトマターなので、ライトを使うのは間違ってない。それがライトっていうのは光とは限らない。ライト自身なのかもしれない。
Appreciating lamps club. Thank you so much for that.
Where's a club of one apparently. So here you'll see we have a little bit of a lamp strafe, basically. We kind of turn to the side and we kind of run along, making sure we're always pointing it at a specific location. Actually, we have time for 2 more donations. I'm sorry.
No worries. I got a good one for you.
ライトだから、ライトに乗ってるからセーフ。
Who says, does this game have an instruction manual? I think it must amount to some light reading.
Oh my goodness. Jesus.
We also have $15 from Flavio Butterworth that says, after years of watching, I can finally contribute a little something. Keep up all the good work you do.
Nice, thank you. All right, so coming up here, Rebel, do you want to talk about this level a little bit?
ライトは芝なのでね、まあ、光なのか、それともそのライト自体が芝なのか、それはもう分かりませんね。で、これどうするんだ？ああ。光がやってくる。
So we do this bottom part here where the 2 platforms kind of shifting back and forth. We have to
で、光を追っかけながら進んでいくんです。
and we have to rotate them around the square, and that's a main theme with the puzzles in this game is that they like to build on each other. They teach you something small and then build on it, making it a little bit more difficult.
なんでしょうね、これ光物質なのかな。
to kind of picture it in real life before actually making it with code, so that's super cool, I think.
ボタンを押してまた。
It's hard to picture like
ライトもつながれて
just like a
持ってない
tangible thing in real life. I think it's pretty sweet. But yeah, so the bottom level, like we were mentioning, is kind of like a rotating back and forth. But this one is truly much more rotation. This level is really difficult casually because it's hard to picture what's going on in this level. But and just like that, we're almost halfway through the normal levels. So what do you guys think? How was I doing with my button pressing? I mean, I'm 0 for 2, but I have a good feeling.
なるほどね。
Yeah, I mean,
グレーゾーン攻める。なるほど。確かに、まあ。 赤くないけどレッドゾーンを通ってない。またエレベーターが落ちてきましたけど。
It's too late for this. I need some coffee. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, it is what it is. We have time for maybe 2 donations right now, by the way, while we listen to this cutscene.
ここは会話パートですね。また多分会話が終わるまで、奏者さんの遊びはどうなるんでしょうけれども。
You are an inspiration, not for your achievements, but rather for being someone who
お
went
ちょ
after
っ
their
と
goals
赤
and
くなっ
never
た。
gave up. Love you, man.
What the heck? That was too nice. What the heck?
ああ、
You got time for one more?
レッドゾーンですか。
Yeah, one more really quick.
Awesome. We got $500 from Tanos that says,
Oh my
glad
God.
to catch you all live this year. Thank you so much for that.
That's awesome.
なんか、
So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Bravo.
So coming up here, we're basically doing this level backwards, basically. The elevator broke, as we very clearly saw, so we're trying to do this backwards. So Lycos, do you want to talk about the skip that's coming up here that we found like a few months ago?
Yeah, normally, do you remember when we walked past
で、
the
ライトの位置調整して飛び抜けましたね。
back there? It would open after Virgil finishes his words, his speaking. But we can turn on developer commentary right here. It's the little speech bubble. And since Virgil never starts talking, he cannot stop talking. So the door never opens. So the devs noticed that and put in an intentional little skip for us, so the door instantly opens.
It's super awesome. Yeah, we found it. Because normally when you run this game now, we just run it with developer commentary on, just because we don't have to do that, and we save like 2 or 3 seconds. But yeah, we'd like to keep it on. We like to keep it off for the speed run for today because we wanted to make sure we could hear the dialogue and stuff because that's really, really cool. So now we're his assistant, apparently. First we were a journalist, now we're an assistant. I don't really know who we are anymore. We're bad at button pressing, everything's going haywire. Basically, now, AGDQ 2021, I introduced you something amazing, something you'll cherish forever. An orb
お、
on
なん
a
か
stick.
広いところに出ました
An
が、
orb
な
on
ん
a
だこ
stick,
れ。
can you believe it?
ビーム打ち始めた。あ、自分に当たっても大丈夫なの？
We have lamps, orbs, can you believe it?
そのビームは何なの？打ってる方向に光が伸びるのかな？
Inside of a mother source, we can have infinite. It's basically like a rain cloud of light. Basically, it's your own personal rain cloud of light. I just came up with that now. Yeah, so he's basically describing it now. As long as we keep them
で、ビーム
triangulated, if we
打
have
っ
three
て
different
ると
sources
こ
of
ろ
lights,
は、光
basically,
が
we have infinite
届
energy
くと。
function or infinite pathing within the game. So,
これがライトボタン
which
な
is
の
how
か
the
ね。
game was intended, right? Like if you move one, you still have the other two that are connected. So yeah, so that one breaks, and now we have one left over up here. And you can see the
そう
laser
ですね。
kind
な
of
ん
turns.
か、
You'll notice
中心に
that
何かがあっ
once
て、
the
そ
laser
こ
turns a
に
little bit red, it
光
basically
が
means
集
it's
まっ
about
て
to
る。
break. Which
で、
basically means
そ
you
の、
better drop that
光
soon,
って
otherwise you're
る
about
と
to
ころは
die.
通れると。
Lycos, do you want to explain this level? Because I need to focus.
Yeah, this lamp we are going to place far to the wall and far into the corner, so we can save basically one pickup that we then don't need to do.
Okay, audio cues are super important as well.
で、
'cause
ま
I need to make sure
た、
I get these
これ
buttons.
2つのライトを回収しながら進んでいますね。
Rebel Rose, do you want to explain this really quick?
Yeah, well, we're gonna do another little rail grind here. This next level coming up, there is a little skip we could do, but it's really unsafe and it only saves
赤い
1
のはギ
second,
リギリ
so
な
it's
の
really
か。
only if you want to go for a world record. It's really not worth it unless you're going for a world record. Basically, you can do a really precise rail grind to skip one little
で、こ
cycle.
こからはその仕掛けを使っていくと。2つの、
So basically, if you do this
光源を使っ
if you do
て
this optimally, it's almost the same speed as doing the skip like normally. As I say, as I miss the button. But yeah, it's a little bit faster if you're optimal with
あ
like.
で、
like
離れ
that,
すぎ
you
る
kind
と
of, like,
多分
move
これ
quickly.
ライトが
It's
消えちゃうんです
about
ね。
the same amount of time. But audio cues are huge for this game for the buttons because if you just like miss it, you basically screwed yourself.
なので、多分2つの、ライトが離れすぎないように、誘導しなきゃいけないんでしょうね、多分これは。
But yeah, Rebel, do you want to talk about the next level?
ライトとライトの間に障害物があっても途切れてしまうので、それも起こさないようにしないといけない。
Okay, yeah.
ここはもう普通にパズルしてますね。
This next level here is really satisfying. It basically solves itself. You just kind of walk in circles, and as long as you have the lamps placed correctly, you just keep moving, and it basically takes
As
care
long
of
as you're always
itself.
connected somewhere.
多分これ途切れた瞬間死ぬので、おそらく、落ちた。
I've never actually died there. Fun fact. That's $10 to
途切れた瞬間、多分死ぬので、かなりここは死にやすい場所なんじゃないですかね。で、スルーラなのか
You
な。
also notice that the light will go through glass. So that's something that we really learn in this level that
すごいなんか複数あって、どっかしらで途切れないようになってるな。かなりなんか難しそう。
Alrighty, we have $25 from It's Keegan that says, fun
Or not,
fact,
that's fine.
bobbyburm is short for
Basically,
Bobby
this next
Bermuda.
level is
さてさて、
it's
まだこれで
pretty
半分
easy
です。
once you know how to do it. We basically abuse
半分。
what you would normally need with
EST
two
的にはまだ
connectors,
半
just
分。
one. So we basically only need one connector here. Lycos, do you kind of want to explain it?
Yes, we get this connector here.
大体あれですね、デスルーラするとき成功したか失敗したかっていうのは大体奏者さんの顔見ればわかるような気がします。
Just later to then jump over
So we never
the
have to
patch
pick it up again,
shadows.
basically.
奏者さんが、
We also have a
やっ
fun
ちま
little
ったな
another
って
little
顔したら大体失敗してますね。
Easter egg coming up.
Yeah, if you listen very closely, you'll hear a familiar song from the Portal series.
And it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. That was Still Alive from the Portal series. Now, this level is kind of... It's really pretty. It's really pretty, but it's kind of boring for this speedrun because there's literally... We have not found a single skip. Like, there's like maybe a 2-second time save. That's about it.
これは、なんだろう、扉を閉める、閉まるまでに取り抜けなきゃいけないとか。奏者半分超えた。
As long as you space them out, okay, it shouldn't happen to you. I was on a PR run one time when I first started speedrunning.
本当はなんか右上になんかいろいろ書いてある。ジャンプ、トータルのジャンプとか、ボタンを押した回数とか。
There's a couple bugs that we abuse here and there, but that's one of the ones that isn't very nice sometimes.
このレベルでの死亡回数と累計の死亡回数が書いてありますね。
Yeah, of course. I got a funny one for you though. We have $25 from It's Keegan that says, "Fun fact: Bobby Burm is short for Bobby Bermuda Triangle." Let's get it, Bobby.
Okay, that's a joke on my stream. Thanks, Keegs. I appreciate you greatly.
We also have $50 from Zach that says, "Lightmatter is super cool to watch, and Bobby Burm has completely sold me on the game. Donation goes for making sure all the bonus games happen. Thank you."
で、あれか、一番上がレベルタイムで、このレベルの、記録も出てるんですね。レベルですが、多分このレベル中で死んだ回数。その下にあるのがトータルでの死亡回数、多分3回かな、今死んでるのは。
The more you practice this game, the better and better you get because there's very little RNG. It's mostly always like if you do something wrong, it's your fault. Like most of the time.
レベルがいくつかに分かれていて、まあ、これだと何ステージぐらいあるんだろうな。50ぐらいあるのかな。
So we have another one of these rotating fan puzzles here, where we just kind of bring these connectors back and forth, and there's a stationary connector, the only one we see in the game, right in the center of the fan, and we bring these around in order to do this, but in the background you hear Virgil's kind of talking
このタイプのライトになってから本当になんか複雑になってきましたね。
There's a lot of other things, he doesn't like, and if you actually notice his voice, many gamer fans will notice that he sounds very familiar. He's voiced by David Bateson, the same guy who voiced Hitman Agent 47, and that little briefcase there in the corner is a little note to his previous role.
光を持ったりとかはしてない。
Another little button here, I believe. So over 3. I'm losing faith. I'm not gonna lie.
これはボタンを押して。
Don't worry.
Yeah, bridges
な
are
んだ、
not very
あ、
good
会話
for
シーン
me,
です
neither
ね。
elevators.
The exit is right there, so don't worry. It'll be fine.
That is how I get out, right there. That's how I do it. This is gonna be it. Don't even worry. Actually, why am
Looks
I
like the
even?
bridge made it across,
Right, exactly.
okay.
Why am I
なんだ
even
これ、
worried?
コン
This is-
You
コン
hit
テ
that
ナ
with good finesse, right?
You need to press
な
buttons.
んなんか押された。
More finesse. More finesse is needed.
When they say break a leg, I don't think they mean
Yeah,
that
right.
literally.
Yeah, we're moving a little bit slower, which kind of implies our legs are broken or something, or we're dazed or something or other, which we'll kind of see again in a little bit. But I thought that was really cool. How we were talking about this before, how it's cool how the devs were kind of use movement speed to, control the mood. Anyway, Lycos, please explain this. This is really
あ
difficult.
った。ビームが出ましたね。
Lycos, are you there? Knock knock.
すごい激を攻める。真っ赤ですよ、これ。なんか、結構やばそうな色してますけど。ああ、なるほど。障害物がぶつかりそうになると赤くなるのか。
Normally in this level you have to go back and forth between that main hallway there, and it takes a lot of back and forth picking up the lamps again.
かなり、じゃあ、激を攻め
I'm
てい
gonna
るっ
try
て
to
こと
do
で
the
すね。
skip here because I said why not. So we have another rail grind here that I can do. I'm gonna see if I can do it. Nice first try. Holy crap, that's awesome. I never.
That was really cool.
I
That was
never
really
get
cool.
that. I
こ
never
れ
get that.
い
That
くつ
saves
か
about
は
3 seconds.
なんか飛ばし
If
て
you
そう
get
で
right
はあ
away,
り
it's
ますけ
about 2
ど
or 3 seconds. So basically this level is kind of again an auto scroll.
悪いことしてるみたい
Basically
です
you
ね。
hit the button and then you light up that wall which opens this door.
レール走ってる
Then
の
we
は
have
悪い
some
ことで
lore
すね。
coming up. But yeah, if you want to talk about
多分レールは想定されていない。
Ellen's been talking to us this whole time. She's learned that Arthur wasn't
で、おそら
actually
く
that
そん
bad
な
of a man.
に
He was
歩ける
trying to
判定
stop
もないんじゃ
what
ない
Virgil
でしょう
was
か
doing.
ね。
Virgil knew about Lightmatter's
多
side
分普
effects
通にあっ
of
たら
these
落ちそうな
shells
気が
that
す
kind
る。
of eat you. And Arthur's doing some experiments to try and see if he can counteract that. And this is kind of his experiments chamber.
Yeah, so yeah.
I will mention real quick that if any of you are light sensitive, look away from the screen for about the next
If you're
40
lying,
seconds because
if
it's
you're
going to
lying
get
in
really
your
bright.
bed with all the lights off doing this, I recommend turning the brightness down, basically. Or in a dark room.
Hey, you just did lights.
See?
You just did lights.
Crewmate.
So maybe you're not
Crewmate.
sus.
Can
な
I
んだ
convince you now?
なんだこれは。 うわ
We'll see. I still don't quite trust you.
めっちゃ光ってる。
But yeah, so basically now what we're going to get into, we're into level 34, which is basically now we're going to see that
レベル
like real
38
life,
までですか。
shadows aren't
じゃ
that
あ、あ
scary
と
sometimes. I mean,
何
they
ス
are
テージだ
scary.
6ステージぐらい
They
か
are
な。
just scary. But there are two
今
different kinds of
34
shadows in this game. There's the
じゃあ
goopy
残り
lava
4つ
shadow and there's the normal shadow. So that's basically what this lab was trying to figure out is kind of what we're learning here.
You could look back at the screen.
おっと、闇に包まれてしまいましたが、これ歩けるんですね。
Yeah.
真っ暗の中歩けるようになった。
Still sus.
Okay. Okay.
今度は
We'll see over here where the
光に
shadows
当た
kind
る
of
と
change from the
死ぬわけではない。
solid black to kind of these goopy like tar like appearance.
どういうことだ？
We have my favorite thing
さあ、
coming up here.
38枚なので、これもうほぼ終盤。
Yeah, so we've already had a couple references to the Portal
こ
series.
こからは、影踏んだらダメかな。
The devs had Valve's blessing for this, and in the corner here, you'll see that there's a companion cube and a turret.
I'm different.
Don't make lemonade.
Hello. Oh.
そういうことなの？
Some little nods.
影は踏んじゃダメだけど、暗闇は別に影じゃないからな。すごい理屈ですね、なんか。光に対しての影じゃなければいいのか。
Go back and grab something else. So once this connects, I turn around, grab the other one again. Now that this one's connected, so basically ensuring we're always connected to a mother source in some fashion, which allows us to.
僕理論だとそれは全部影。
So there's 38 levels in the top right corner. You'll see we're on 36. There's 38 levels total. 36 and 37 are the last normal one puzzle games. Puzzle levels in the game.
細かいことは抜きです。
Skip that we're not gonna do in this level.
Yes, we have a theoretical skip in this level, but it's seemingly random. You would grind a railing together with a connector, so you can jump. So it's pretty much impossible to get back up. It is possible, only 3 people have done it though, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like it's seemingly random for how to get it, and it's this railing right here. You can rail grind there, but you can actually not like land the jump, so to speak. It's really, really difficult. And we don't even know how it works, so we've been trying to playtest that a little bit, but with little success.
エレベーターじゃないや。あれで移動させて。
So yeah.
So we're about to go into the last like normal like puzzle level of the game. Which is kind of like it's like a little figure 8. You're just, you know, a lot of these levels seem to be like walking in circles, but that's because we know what we're doing. This level, when I played through it casually, it took me almost 2 hours to complete my first time because I couldn't figure it out.
There's things everywhere you can interact with, and it's just really hard to picture.
EST だと残りあと10何分とかですけど、結構早そうな気がするけど、どうなんでしょう。
So it's a bit different. You'll see where it's different in about 30 seconds here. But yeah, Lycos, do you want to
今度はなんかこのなんでしょうねこれ。こ
Yeah,
の光ってる謎の物体は。
Photon connector there without connecting anything. That's important for later. So we just barely activate this photon cell. So the bridge is activated. And if we then go to the other side, it's we can walk just a tiny bit further. So we
まあなんか光ってるからよしって感じですね。
And we don't have to worry about taking it back across another direction before.
なんかすごいややこしいことになって。
Normally at this point you would have put in like 5 or 6 hours, and but the last level in the game is actually like really long for the speed run basically. It's basically like a 10-minute escape sequence functionally, assuming you don't die a bunch. So yeah, again we're gonna see here how we're gonna hit the retry skip. Once I see 38 in the top right corner, we hit retry.
リトライをしましたね。多分何か飛ばしてで38になったってことはこれが最終ステージ。
So yeah, it's awesome to have that. So yeah, we pull the lever and now we wait 2 minutes basically. So if we can, we could do 2 or 3 donations if we have them, probably 3.
All right, no worries. We have $25 from I Am Not Le French that says, "Hey Bobby, Vegan Fox and the rest of us in the fan club are having a blast watching you run. We're killing it."
Thanks.
We have $20 from Xanoth that says, "Lightmatter was definitely a ton of fun casually." Orb.
これこそが、光の元になる物質、ライトマターだったりするのかな。まあ、そんなものがあったら、まあ、主人公としては、やりますよね。今は会話があるので進められないと。早く、そうした時には早くこの会話止まってほしいと思ってるんだろうな。
And it wasn't very consistent before. If we could find a way to die in this room, we could kind of.
This is on top of this is the only way we can die. On top of this camera right here is the only kill plane. Like right here, we can't die. Over here, we can't die. There's nowhere we can die in this area except for on top of this.
Go look at the camera again.
Oh, did you sabotage it?
It looked like it was off. Did you sabotage cams?
Oh my goodness. No, I didn't sabotage cams. I swear I'm crewmate. My goodness. But yeah, so basically what's about to happen is we're gonna do a 10-minute escape sequence basically. Assuming no deaths.
多分このスイッチを押したらあれがぶっ壊せるのかな。
And everything more or less is kind of on a global cycle. So if I were to die at any point, things keep going in this level because it's all one big level. There are some situational things here where, you know, based on the area that you're in, but in most areas, if I die, I just have to kind of figure it out. There are, I would say, at least 4 or 5 cycles that I have to hit perfectly.
でも多分この光を壊したらこの主人公は死んじゃうんじゃないの？そうじゃないのか。
Remember to not jump. Thank you. Actually, that's serious. Thank you.
で壊し、
I always jump here.
どうなんでしょう。そうですよね。光がなくなったらこの人死にますよね。
You know, lamps for hype. How about that? Pause, champ.
Things are gonna start getting bright again for a couple parts of this level. Every time we activate a lever, it'll get bright for a little bit.
動き始めた。あれが多分ラスボスかな。
If you are light sensitive.
Okay, so here's the first cycle coming up here. Let's see if I can get it. Please, please. Nice.
で、これはもう、光の間を縫って、あの真ん中のところに行こうとしているってことですかね。
First one of like 5 or 6 done. So this next one is also really tight. It's to get onto a spider in a lift.
なんだこれ。ビーム出してくるので、その瞬間に通らなきゃいけない。
So I'm going to time my jump in such a way where I'm going to jump before the light is even there. So it's a bit scary.
あ、これ消える前に通るのか。
Nice, I did it, I think. I think I have
you'll
it.
get it.
I have to hit the crossbar. Nice. Perfect. This is going so well. Okay,
Even if you don't get it.
Yeah. Even if you don't get it, it's like a 6 or 7.
やめろって言ってますね、なんか。
This level is going well. So here's the third one. Basically, there are 2 little areas. You have to beat out the darkness. It's a speed test, basically. Here we go. Go! I might be late. Oh, I made it.
ああ、じゃあ多分あれぶっ壊されたら、敵なのか困るやつですね、やっぱり。
This is the fourth one right here. So if I get this.
So at this point, Virgil still doesn't know where we are because he can't see us on the cameras because our friend Ellen turned them off for us. But when we hit this lever, he's gonna figure out what we're up to. So he's gonna try and stop us.
まあそうですよね。コアの近くにいる間はこの主人公死にませんからね。コアに近づけますもんね。
But yeah, everything that happens in this next part is Virgil actively trying to stop us.
なんか、
Okay, this is the fifth
なん
one.
かやってる。結構でも難しそうだなこれ。ああ、ギリギリ攻めたけど落ちた。
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, basically if I miss a cycle here, it doesn't hurt to keep going because everything will keep moving anyway, and I respawn right next to it. So missing only one of 5 is actually super good. I'll take that on a normal run. If I were to only die once there, it misses like 2 seconds, I think. It's like 2 or 3. So yeah, first we were a journalist, then we were an assistant. Now we're
stealing data.
I think we're a spy now.
A spy.
ああ、ぐるぐる回ってる。どう？
I knew it. I'm gonna miss this. Oh, I made it. Nice.
飛んでいってる。
That was really cool.
That's okay.
あ、これは失敗。
That's fine that we missed that because that's the same spider that we just
That's
died
5
on.
deaths though. In
間に合わ
fairness,
な
that's
かった
5
な。
deaths. That's $50. Okay. So yeah, this little area is cycle based. This area is cycle based. Doesn't really matter how fast you do it. You just got to make sure you hit the timing, and it's kind of a pushover level. But yeah, right now I'm gonna take the
だ
time
い
to say
ぶ遠いですね。
again,
多分
if you
こ
want to
う
get
あ
into
れを壊す
speedrunning,
流れになっ
please,
て
I
る
beg
と
you
思うんですけ
try
ど。
this game. At the beginning menu of this game, there is the link to the Discord, and we're all readily available. The mods, not the mods, the developers of the game are in the Discord, ready to talk to anyone who comes on in, and they're super welcoming. Highly recommend picking up this game, even if it's just a demo and saying hi, or even trying to speedrun. Again, if you've never speedrun a game, please try this one. I really recommend it.
そうですね。なんか僕やったらすごい迷いそう。
So this level is going
迷い
immensely
そう。
well. I'm actually like only a few minutes away from being done.
お、スイッチをした。
So another lights, more lights.
なんだ？
It's going to be very bright here, just so you all know.
いや、
So
あ、
coming up,
こ
you'll
壊れ
see
た。
the worst attempt of a kill
というわけ
you'll
じゃない
ever
の
see in
か。
your life.
ああ、ついに
Not so fast.
コアの近くに来ましたね。
Virgil, I think you missed. You missed, buddy. I'm sorry to say.
You missed. Yeah, and you know this is just a really nice skip. You know, he said not so fast, and we're still going
Not so
fast.
fast.
So
Nope,
I mean,
got him.
さすがに高原なの
Just go
で
back and listen to that.
コアなのでめちゃくちゃ眩しいですね。近づくと。
Oh my god.
there's another little
Yeah.
tiny skip coming up here where we just kind of go over some boxes instead of around them.
I'm
it seems like a
notoriously
fun-
bad at this skip. Like, people always make fun of me because I'm so I always miss this. Let's see if I'll get it. Nice. Actually got it for once. Awesome.
That was really nice.
Okay, perfect. So,
Bobby's making a lot of these skips look easy, but like they are very tight and they do take some practice to get.
yeah. Yeah, this game is pretty brutal. It can be crazy. And you will beg. Okay, chill. Chill. Chill, Virgil. You're fine. So basically now we're jumping onto spiders, is what we like to call them, because they look like spider legs. But basically they're like, I think they're like holding like Lightmatter, or they're holding like connectors or something. I don't really know.
さすがに
But basically,
最
this
終
is
面
our
だけ
way
あって
out of the
長い。
facility. This is how we're still trying to escape, basically. We have time for maybe one donation, quick.
No
ああ、
problem.
またなんか
We have
周期が。
$25 from Brick Tamlin that just simply says, I love lamp.
So do I.
この
Okay, so
下に降り
this
るの
skip right here, or
正
this
規ルー
skip
ト
right
な
here
のか
is
な。
vitally important to not losing like 10 seconds. That was the last hard trick of the run. Thank God. That was it. It's really, really tight. It's super tight. That was the last. That I'm feeling very good now. Thank God. Okay, actually, unless I missed this. Nope, we're good. So yeah, we have about 1 minute left in the game now. Wow, this is actually,
Oh, hi, hi, hi,
it's almost a PR. It's almost a PR.
で、
Yeah. So Virgil's got us. We're not gonna get out of this one. I think he's won.
I think
We are
he's
going
won
to get
indeed.
voted off.
He's gonna. Hey, what's going on?
これ
Who's
は
this? Who's
これ
that?
でエンディングなのか
Who's
な。
James? Big mountain of a man.
James is gonna kill
With
us.
the endless walk
James is
cycle.
gonna kill us. Oh no. He's gonna get us. Say your farewells.
Oh no. Goodbye, cruel world. We're getting
ジェームス何をしてる。やめろジェームス。ジ
Oh my
ェームス
goodness, can you believe
やめろ
that?
って
He
言ってま
saved
すね。
us. So yeah, that's basically that part. So coming up here, time will be when we hit this final lever at about 10 seconds here. So time is coming up for all of those keeping track. And he's begging, dramatic walk towards the last lever.
で、多分これを押したら
Woo,
タイマー
that
スト
was a
ップ。
good run. That-
あ、終わった。グッドゲームです。
That's not bad.
456.
で、これで
Pretty good.
Awesome.
このコア
So yeah,
が
that
ぶっ
was
壊れると。
Lightmatter. Super fun game. Like I said, if you enjoy Portal,
な
this game, it's awesome.
あ。
Yeah, I just wanted to take a quick second to thank the speedrunning community or thank AGDQ as well for even letting us run this at such an awesome time. So thank you so much. We all appreciate it. Also wanted to take a second to say if you enjoyed watching, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/bobbyburm. We do a bunch of
で
GeoGuessr
も
speedruns as well.
光
I
が
know, can you
壊れ
believe
た
that in the
ら
world? As well as Lightmatter and a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, come check me out if you would like. If not, that's cool too. I hope you enjoyed the run. And yeah, we have a bit of a dramatic talk at the end here. He talks about things. He basically talks about ethics functionally.
2.5 million died from
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Monka W moment. It basically kind of leaves you thinking, like, what if I did anything else differently? And there are some secret endings to this game that you can find for yourself as well. But yeah, it's a super cool game. Puzzle games have always been my favorite type of game to play, just because I love the challenge. And I love
ラ
trying
イ
to
ト
figure
マ
out
タ
the
ーが
puzzles.
壊
I
れ
love
た
when
こ
you
とに
beat
よ
a
って
puzzle
世界が
itself.
真っ白になっちゃったのか
Amazing.
な。
My commentators, you want to say anything really quick?
Now I'll never know if I could have solved
Thanks for having us, Bobby. Thanks for having us, GDQ. I really enjoyed being able to be here and, commentate over one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
really nice
あ
to
あ、
be
コア
here.
が破壊
Try
され
the
たこ
demo.
とによっ
That's
て何かが汚染されてしまって何百万という
Yeah,
人
so
間
that
が
was
死ん
the
でしまっ
end
た
of the
す
game.
ごい
That was
壮大なエン
Lightmatter.
ディングに
Hope
な
you
りま
all
した
enjoyed.
ね。
Come check us out on speedrun.com or the Discord or anything else. But yeah, thank you all so much. I think that's it from us.
ああ、なんか
Thank
も
you
の
so
す
much,
ごいゲーム
Bobby,
で
for
した。
that run. That was truly incredible
ライ
and
トマ
almost
タ
hitting a
ー、
PB there.
エ
Absolutely
ニーパー
fantastic.
ノー
If
メ
you
ジャ
want
ー
to
グリ
find
ッ
out more
チ。
about that community,
な
you
かな
can
か、
check out their
引
page
き
on
込まれる
speedrun.com or you can check
ゲー
out
ム
their
でした
Discord
ね。
from the menu in the game itself. Pretty impressive. Alright, before we jump into the next game
それで
here,
は、
we're going to read
次
some
の
donations.
ゲームがです
We
ね、
have
ピクミン2
$20
です。
from Serneko that
それ
says
では、
another year for awesome gaming. Keep on the great work. Thank you so
これ
much for
で
that.
私は、司会進行が
We
終わりか
also
な。
have $25
まだ
from
1週
Rain
間
that
あ
says
り
this
ま
will
す
be
の
my
で、
10th year of
ぜひ
watching
ぜひ、
AGDQ and being on Twitch.
オーサム
Justin
ダン
TV
ク
for
ッ
us old
ク
people.
お楽し
And I'm
みく
proud to
だ
have
さい。
been through the decade of
では
runs,
失礼い
donations,
た
and
しま
amazing
す。
people. Let's hear it for the supporters and the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for being such a longtime supporter. Really quickly, I'm going to shout out one of our wonderful sponsors, Devolver Digital. They are promoting a few games, but the one I'm going to talk around is called Boomerang X. Armed with a magical boomerang, slice, fly, and dive through flocks of evil creatures in this acrobatic arena shooter. Obliterate wave after wave and journey ever downwards into the shadows. Boomerang X comes to PC and console this year. Visit boomerang-x.com for more on the great next arena shooter. Alrighty, we have $25 from Brand that says Pikmin 2 is my all-time favorite game and I'm excited to finally see it at a GDQ. The Pikmin series and community are absolutely incredible and I don't know where I'd be without them. Good luck on the run, Draz. Thank you so much for that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and play an interview with none other than Draz himself.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick Online 2021. I hope you are all having a wonderful first day of the marathon. It's been so awesome. It's been great to be here. So this evening I am joined by the awesome Jack Draz, who is getting ready to do the upcoming Pikmin 2 Pay Off Debt run. How are you doing, Jack?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. It's kind
Good,
of dark.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm sorry?
Kind of dark, but apart from that, good.
Right. Yeah, of course. It must be so late for you. Okay, so you're getting ready to do this Pikmin 2 run, which loves Pikmin. But for those who may not understand exactly what's going on with it, can you explain the payoff debt category, like how that works, what that is?
Yeah, sure thing. So to sort of sum it up quickly, I guess it's the any percent of Pikmin 2.
Mhm.
So it's where you hit the end credits basically, because the whole objective of the game at first is to get to 10,000 Pokos as soon as possible to pay off your company's debt. The sort of backstory of which is explained within the game. So we play the game with the goal of getting 10,000 Pokos.
Okay, cool. So then why don't they just call it any percent?
I don't know, actually. I think I joined the scene kind of later along its lifespan, so I must admit I wasn't there for its inception, but I think it's one of those things that's just stuck. Like any percent always implies get there as soon as possible, like there's a sort of finish line. Whereas pay off debt, there's so many ways of going about it, and the goal isn't as like straightforward. So we think it helps sort of explain it to newer
Oh,
readers.
okay. Okay, so it could be related to like how you can strategize in there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that's good. It gives more
Okay.
of a flavor for the run.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm trying to figure it out too. So.
Of course.
So I wanted to hear a little bit about with the run itself. I know that there's been a lot of back and forth with world records, things like that happening. Can you just explain what's been going on over the last couple years?
So, to put it into context, currently, as the run stands, there are 5 people on the leaderboard that have had world record all within this year, and they're all still within the top 5. So it's basically just been like a leapfrog this entire year. Both like continental, so North America, Japan, and Europe have all had it, or like Asia, I guess, for continents. And it's just switched so many times. Like I think there was a time where it switched 3 times in a day. And this game isn't that volatile either. It's not new. It's been around for a very long time, or at least the meta for the category. So the fact that it's changed so much this year is incredible, especially the newest runner from Japan who's sort of playing this game seriously now, IID. He sort of blew everything up like a few months ago.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and you said 3 times in one day for one of them? That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. They delayed the submission for the run, so they'd be on the little world record history part of speedrun.com as well, which is very polite, I thought.
You can go look. That's really cool. Just like hearing how, regardless of a community size, it's really cool to see that kind of activity. You're like, you know what, there are people who really, really want to put in the time and put in the effort, and it's just like a game that they're passionate about. It's really cool. And I know that you're among that, so that's awesome to see.
Yeah. I was about to say I got it just in time for GDQ. I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago the world record changed, and I got it for the first time.
Oh, congratulations! Oh my God, that's so hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
so we're world record runner running this game. And
Indeed.
you know, I was gonna say like, you know, get a new world record this time, but you know, it's a marathon. That's not something that we usually expect. Along with that, in terms of like the actual run itself, I know that there are some difficult parts. Like, what would you say is the most difficult thing coming up that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I wouldn't say difficult is the right word, but it's definitely a point where I personally am nervous about it because the trick is sort of inherently inconsistent. So it's a trick called early blues. So for those a bit more familiar with the franchise, there are different types of Pikmin. Blue is one of them that obviously can go in water, and we get them out of sequence. So we sequence break the game. But the trick is sort of inherently unstable. There is a chance that the game can soft lock. Obviously, lots of it can be mitigated by sort of runner execution and things like that, but there's still a chance. So I'll definitely be saving before that split and may need to reset once or, God forbid, even twice if it goes wrong. And I think it loses about a minute. But yeah, so that'll be a point of big tension, I think.
Yeah,
and then there'll also be a couple of key floors that are just hard to play, but that'll sort of be said as we go.
And how many floors total are we going through?
How many what total, sorry?
How many floors?
Oh God, good question. I think there's 8 caves and they have between 5 and 8 floors between them, so a lot. There's a lot to talk about.
I'm like, okay, so 40, I don't know. I'm trying to do quick math in my head. Probably did that wrong. Anyway, so it's good to look out for. There's plenty of content coming up. It's going to be amazing. Before I let you go and get ready for the run, I wanted to know if there was any community shout outs you'd like to include, like people who've worked on this game over the years, things like that.
Sure. I think I'll shout out more people at the end, but I think someone who we'll probably even be talking about a lot during the run is someone called Jayhawk. So the game procedurally generates a lot of the stuff based on an algorithm. And for the longest time, we didn't know how the game would do it. We didn't know what the rules at play were. But I think it was sometime maybe midway through 2019, he really figured it out and it just blew everything open. The metagame changed. We could suddenly do things with way more confidence. We could just play it. There's a lot more skill involved, let's put it that way. So we'll definitely talk about him a lot and his contributions. But yeah, shouts to Jayhawk, definitely.
Awesome. Well, really cool to hear about the people involved in the community, how active it is right now. It's amazing. And I know that we're all very excited here to see you with the upcoming run itself and kind of see you world record holder at work.
Hopefully. Hopefully I live up to the name. It's new.
No, you're going to do great. It's going to be amazing. So everybody stick around, watch this Pikmin 2 run. We will be ready with you all in just a few minutes. So thank you so much for chatting with me today, Jack. I really appreciate it.
Real.
Oh my
Thanks
God. I think I said Drac instead of Jack, but you're great. Good luck on the run and